Well, hey, everybody, this is Robert, and welcome to Outbreak News TV. And today, in this short video, we're going to take a look at pertussis in the United States 2024. And it was a big year. And let's take a look at some of the numbers. Now, according to the CDC, through December 28th, there was 35,435 pertussis cases reported. This is up 400% compared to last year when there was just a hair over 7,000 cases. So a big increase in 2024. It's so big, in fact, that we haven't seen numbers like that since 2012. It's been a dozen years since we've seen numbers this high. And if we go even farther back, the last time we had more cases than what we're seeing this year and in 2012 was 1959, 65 years ago. So 2024 is the third most pertussis cases seen in the U.S. in more than 6 decades. So yeah, it's been a very big year for pertussis here in this country. Some of the states that were reporting the most cases, and these are the 4 of them that had more than 2,000 cases each. They include Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Washington. But all states had their share of pertussis cases this year. Interesting thing about pertussis is how little the public even knows about it. And found this interesting survey from the Annenberg Public Policy Center at University of Pennsylvania. And here are a couple of the questions that they asked. They asked a whole bunch, but they interviewed nearly 1,800 people. And one question was, you may have heard of a condition called pertussis. What is it, right? And only 61% knew it was whooping cough. There was a person that said it was inflammation of a tooth. There was 4 other people that said it was the inflammation of the appendix. So, 39% of people did not know that pertussis was whooping cough. And the second question I found interesting in here is, does a vaccine exist to prevent whooping cough? And only 63% of people said, yeah, there is one. And the other 37% were either not sure or didn't think there was a vaccine against pertussis or whooping cough. So let's talk a little bit about pertussis, because apparently a lot of people are not aware of it. So pertussis is AKA whooping cough. It's a very contagious disease, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. That's only found in humans, and it spreads from person to person. People with pertussis usually spread the disease to another person through coughing or sneezing. But it can also be spread when others are in close contact and breathe in the pertussis bacterium, Bordetella pertussis. Babies, the people that suffer from pertussis the most, often get infected by older siblings, parents, or caregivers who might not even know they have the disease. It usually starts out with cold-like symptoms, maybe a mild cough or fever. Then after a week or 2, severe coughing can begin. Unlike the common cold, pertussis can become a series of coughing fits that continues for weeks. Now, in infants, the cough can be minimal or not even there. Infants may have a symptom known as apnea, which is a pause in the child's breathing pattern. Pertussis is, as I said, the most dangerous for babies. More than half of infants under the age of 1 who get pertussis require hospitalization. Now, pertussis can cause violent and rapid coughing over and over until the air is gone from the lungs and you are forced to inhale with a loud whooping sound, hence the name. This extreme coughing can cause you to throw up and be very tired. The whoop is often not there, and the infection is generally milder in teens and adults, and especially those who have been vaccinated. Now, the cough and fits can go on for up to 10 weeks or more. In some places, pertussis is also known as the 100-day cough. Now, I said pertussis is very contagious, and it is. If you look at the R naught, it ranges between 12 and 17. So it's up there. If you consider measles at about 18, pertussis is very close. Measles is probably the most infectious organism. Pertussis is not too far behind. And the R naught is the number of people that a single infected person can be expected to transmit that disease to. So for every one person who has pertussis, you can expect 12 to 17 people to become infected. Now, infected people are most contagious up to about 21 days after the cough begins. Antibiotics are available that can shorten the time that someone is contagious. And let's talk about vaccines briefly. Vaccination is definitely the best way to protect against whooping cough. And the CDC recommends that children get the DTaP vaccine and adolescents and adults get the Tdap vaccine. But vaccination rates among children have fallen, unfortunately. Some due to the vaccine hesitancy. Now, about only 92% of kindergartners have gotten their DTaP vaccine for the 2023-2024 school year. Now, this is below the 95% target from authorities and leaves thousands of school children vulnerable. Protection among those that are vaccinated can also fade over time. So this is another issue with pertussis, is the vaccine has a waning immunity. Now, antibiotics can treat the infection, but only if it's caught early on in the infection, prior to the whooping cough portion. After that, the only treatment is, comfort care, rest, fluids, and let the disease run its course. Anyway, so that's, in a nutshell, what's going on with pertussis in the U.S. in 2024. It's been a very large outbreak, and the U.S., of course, is not alone. Countries all over the world saw massive increases in pertussis cases. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below, share it with your friends, and I'll see you next time on Outbreak News TV.